What's up, lovely people? It's your boy Leslie K, and I'm back again with another video. So on today's session, we are going to be having a discussion with an experienced grasscutter farmer, and he's going to take us through his years of experience and how grasscutter farming has been, like the pros and cons and stuff like that. So if you are here with me, join us. Let's go into our video.
I've been in a grasscutter field for about 19 years now. Actually, what brought me into the farming is when I was very young, I used to watch this documentary, animals documentary.
Like the wildlife.
Yeah, the wildlife, exactly. So as time went on, I started developing love for animals. So I started with the grasscutter somewhere a year 2003.
2003.
Yeah.
Wow, that's been
about 19.
That's been a very long time. 19 years.
Yeah.
Wow. You can see a very experienced farmer here. So they are coming to learn a lot of things from him. These years of experience, 19 solid years of experience. He's going to tell us about grasscutter farming. He's the man I bought my first rabbit from. So he had a rabbit farm as well some time back then. I think I bought my first rabbit in 2007, 2008 thereabouts. So you can see an experienced farmer. So please, you can go right here. So you said you started grasscutter farming 19 years ago, but it's back then, were you in school or you were still working?
I was in school by then.
Okay, you were in school by then.
Yeah.
But now is farming your full-time job?
Actually, it's part of my time job, aside the other job I do.
Okay, so farming is just a part-time job, a business that you do after your regular 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So how has it been like combining? How has it been like combining farming and then your full-time job? Is this stressful, or because of the years you're able to do it, you are okay combining the two?
Combining the two actually has never been stressful to me. I've been in the field and I have the experience to do all this. Maybe somebody may say that combining both will be stress to him or her, but it has really been something that I have done for so many years.
Okay, that's fine. So how are you able to toggle between your 9 to 5, or you even said you'll be at a night shift, so it's not even a regular 9 to 5. Sometimes you go in the night, sometimes you go during the day. How are you able to manage the stress levels of going to work? And grasscutter farming, not a lot of people use the pellets and then the rabbits feed for them. So you usually go to the bush to cut grass, and sometimes I see you cutting some trees. How are you able to toggle between doing all the hard work that comes with the farming and then combining it with your work? Is it stressful? And you said it's not stressful, but how are you able to toggle between the two?
Actually, I have a timetable for myself, which mostly helped me to do all these things. Without the timetable, I don't think I will be able to combine the animals and the work that I do now together. But through the strength and by the grace of God, it has really been so helpful to me for me to combine both my work and the farming aspect.
Okay. So what advice would you give to someone who wants to start a grasscutter farming business?
Actually, what I will tell the coming youth is that grasscutter is one of the best animals to rear. It gives a lot of income. It generates a lot of money. That can help you. Many Ghanaians are doing grasscutter farming. Even those who are going on retirements are into grasscutter farming. Grasscutters are very friendly. As you can see them, if you touch them, they are very nice actually. And most of the time too, some are very stubborn, I may say. But to be friendly with them, you need to devote your time, about 1 or 2 hours with them.
So what is their feeding like? I remember before I started rabbits, I had this man I used to work with, help him on his farm, and he wanted me to buy a grass cutter, and I was like, my problem with grass cutter has always been the handling. I don't know how to lift them up. You know, with rabbits, you just put your hand at the back and then. So sure. How has it been like with the handling? And can you pick up one for us to see? Oh, okay. So this is how the handling.
Yeah, this is how grass cutter is being handled. Apart from the tail, there is no way that you can handle grass cutter.
But I remember there was this time too, when you usually lift them up, you know, sometimes you are so unfortunate and then the tail is stuck. So yeah, you go somewhere and the tail gets stuck in your hand. What do you do with them?
Most of the time, when you hold them by their tail, if they make about 360-10, you need to release them, or else the thing just gets off. So
we'll talk about the farming itself. When they usually do them in colonies, right? Yeah. Like a mill and some number of females. So how, if I want to start, let's say I've developed the interest in grasscutter farming all over again, I want to start. How do I go about it? How do I know this is a male, and how do I know this is a female? How do I select the right grasscutter to do the farming with?
With a male grasscutter, for example, like this one, you can actually view the genital a little bit from the anus.
Oh, okay, so there's a distance.
So there's a distance between the genital to the anus. Oh. That is the difference between the grasscutter. Oh. But with the female, the genital is very close.
Closer. And then how old, if I want to start, how old should the grasscutter? So the grasscutters are 1 to 9. How old should they?
Actually, the correct or the interval distance of the grasscutter range, like from 5 months above,
they are good for.
They are good for.
So at the age of 5 months, are they ready for breeding, or it has to take some time?
At the age of 5 months and above, they are ready for breeding.
Okay. So regularly, how early do you sell your grasscutters? I know when they give birth to them, they already have fed. They are already, even though they breastfeed, they also eat grass and everything. So do you sell them as early as the age of 1 month or 2 months, or you wait till they attain a certain age before you sell? And then how do you price them as well in case anybody wants to buy?
I think when you are ready to sell a grasscutter, 1 month is on the actual age, because from 1 month they still breastfeed from their parents. Okay. So from 3 months and above, you can sell them out.
Okay. So a 3-month-old grasscutter, how much do you usually sell that?
About 3 months old, you can get one about 250 cedis to 300 cedis.
Okay. So we can see these ones are not common, right? The albino type. So how old is this one, for instance?
About 1.5 years old.
Is that the male?
The male, that is the male.
So when they are mature, I can see a difference between this female and then the male. Like the head shape is what I'm using right now. You can see this one has a little
pointed. With the female, they have a little pointed head. And if you watch with that of the male has a broad head.
Okay. So do you price the albino ones differently from the regular grasscutters that you are used to?
Sure. The albino type are actually not common nowadays, so they are very costly than the normal type.
So if the 3 months old of the regular type is 250, right? How much would the 3 months old of the albino type?
The albino type, you can get one about 500 to 600 Ghana cedis.
But it looks like the prices are high, but do you believe that based on your experience, right, over 19 years experience, you believe that whatever investment you make in your farming, you'll be able to get it back?
Sure.
So on give and take, how long would somebody who, let's say a pensioner or a young person who, right now there are no jobs, so a lot of us are venturing into agriculture, and even if we have jobs, the 9 to 5 is not enough. We have to do something else, and we are developing a passion for agri because more people are entering into it. So if somebody is able to raise the capital to start a grasscutter farming business, okay? And with the grasscutters at the age of 3 months, per your experience, how long do you think it will take for the person to start making sales and maybe getting back some of their capital?
I think if you start with a grasscutter production, you can start making sales somewhere around a year. I think a year will be good.
A year.
Because it takes them about 5 months
when they are pregnant
to get pregnant.
So, per your own experience, what if somebody wants to start a grasscutter farm? Would the advice be to start with a 3-month-old, or if possible, the person has enough money, they should start with ones that they can cross? You said 5 months, right?
Yeah.
So, per your experience, should they start with the younger ones, the 3-month-old, or they should start with the older ones, the 5-month-old?
I think depend on the individual who want to start with the grasscutter. So it will all depend on your strengths, whether to start with the young ones or with the big ones.
Okay. So how do you tame them? Some of them, sometimes when you move a grasscutter from one farm to another, because of the changing environment, I'm talking from my own little experience, because of the changing environment, they become so aggressive. So how do you tame them? Because when you came, you've opened this particular cage for us to have a dealership of it, and they are not moving anywhere. They are just based in their own corner. How do you tame them to become like this? Because I had one, it was so stubborn. I think after some time, my cage even got destroyed, and then they were just in the house. And last they left the house. So how have you been able to tame yours?
I think, as I said earlier, anytime you get to the farm, after feeding them, you devote your time with them, and that makes them very friendly with you.
Okay, so just as we bond with dogs and we pet them and stuff like that, so do you touch them like you're playing with them, or is just letting them see you? I want to know how it actually happens.
Sure, you always be with them as usual. After feeding them, you be with them, play with them, and through that they get to know you more.
The farmer. Okay, so I can see maize husk or corn husk. Is that the only thing you feed them, or can you tell us about their diet? Do they drink water? What other things do you feed them with? The grasses, and then what other food ingredients they take?
Grasscutter per se have a variety of food that they feed on. They feed on dry corn, the corn plant itself, cassava, sugarcane, a lot.
Wow.
A lot.
Wow. I think maybe some other time we'll have to come here again and then take us through the feeding session itself, because it looks like there are lots of things they feed on. So the corn, the dry corn, is it the one that we usually use to do acne, like corn flour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can mix it with. Some people also feed commercial feed like we used to do for the rabbits. You do same for the grasscutter, or unless you have a very large number of grasscutters before you shift to feeding them pellets and then poultry feed.
It all depends on the kind of environment and whether that we are. Maybe you might be in the dry season, and in the dry season you will not get the maize and the other stuff, but the pellets are always there that you can feed the animal with.
Okay, so you actually combine the rabbit feed or the grasscutter feed and this depending on the season you are in. Okay, so for instance, if I go get the corn husk, how long does it take before? Because I know with grasscutters, most of the time they hide. Sometimes they hide under the feed, like the grass. So how long does it take for you to change, and how is cleaning like? I know most of the time, because of they want their cages to be like this. Okay, so even if you have wire mesh, but we don't really get to even have access to the wire mesh, because most of the time the feed is covering the wire mesh and they are under it and stuff like that. So how often do you change them? It's not really lining, it's food for them to eat, but how often, because of how they do it, how often do you change the food or the lining for you to replace and put new?
At times it takes me 2 to 3 days for me to change the feed inside.
Okay, so every 3 days you have to change it.
So
since this is their food and they are also using it as kind of like a bed, can you say, because there is this inside, maybe for the next 3 days you are not feeding them, is it possible that way? For those of us who might not have time and we still want to enter into grasscutter farming, let's say my farm is somewhere in Dodowa and maybe over the weekend I won't be around. Can I leave this with them, and then maybe Monday I can't check up on them? Is there a possibility?
Depending on type depending on the type of grass that you feed them with, the grass might get dry early, or not. Like for instance, like these ones, it's not yet dry, but they can still feed on them before I change it later.
Okay. So when you come in 2 days time or 3 days time, what do you look out for? If it's soaked with urine, I mean they urinate. If it's soaked with urine or it's dry, those are the 2 factors you look out for. Are there any other factors you consider before you, like, you come in 2 days? Okay, my grass is still fresh. Do I still change it, or what do you look out?
I think to make everything hygienic, after 2 to 3 days, you need to change whatever within it.
So, lastly, we want to get your take on this debate: grasscutter farming versus rabbit farming. You are an experienced farmer in both grasscutter and rabbits. You know, most of the time you say that rabbits grow faster and they do get faster because rabbits, the same age that you mate the grasscutter is the same age that you mate the rabbits. But it will take the rabbits 1 month to give birth, and it will take the grasscutter 5 months to give birth. So, per your experience, we are wrapping up. What will be your take on the 2? Which one is better per your experience? Or maybe you just give us the 2 options, just weigh them, and then whoever wants to decide will decide.
I think if you compare the rabbit system with the grasscutter system, people would rather prefer the rabbit system than prefer the grasscutter because of the time interval. For example, that of the rabbits, within 1 month, the rabbit can give birth. But if you compare the rabbit's birth with the grasscutter, there's a far difference between. But as I've been in the field for so many years, I think both the rabbits and the grasscutter production are good. For example, if you look at the money that generates from the grasscutter production, it's far heavier than with that of the rabbits.
Because of the price.
The price.
Okay. So it's like the price compensates for their slowness in a way, because for instance, 3-month-old grasscutter is 250 cedis, right? And then a 3-month-old rabbit will be like 50 to, let's say, 70 cedis thereabouts. Okay, so I think it compensates for it. So what do you offer training for anybody who is interested in grasscutter farming? What's the process like if you do offer training?
Actually, people used to come here once in a while to ask questions, and I'm always there also to tell them the experience I've gotten from the grasscutter or the rabbit production.
All right, that's fine. So you can put your number out there so that if any of our viewers wants to reach out to you and learn more about grasscutter farming or buy grasscutter from you, even if not from your farm or from any person you could link to us, can you please mention your number? We'll put it in the comment section as well, but we'll mention his number so that we can have records of it.
My contact number is 024 14 92 153. 024 14 92 153. You can contact me if you need some help.
Okay. So your last words before you go. Your last words, like for those who want to enter into your last words before we go. For those who want to enter into farming or venture into farming, being it crop or animal farming, or take farming as a business, anyhow, anyway, what would be your advice to them, or what would you just tell them if, let's say, your kid brother wanted to follow your footsteps and enter into farming? What would be your last words or basic advice for that person?
Agric is one of the best thing in the world. Every country is relying on it. Without agriculture, I don't think nobody will survive. Agric has really been something that has been there for ages, and I'm advising the youth coming that if you complete school and have nothing doing, you can at least start with something. For example, if you buy 1 meal of rabbits or grasscutter or a female, it can help you generate money, and that will also really help the youth to desist themselves from crime.
All right, thank you very much for your advice. So we've spent time with Abraham today, an experienced rabbit and grasscutter farmer. He's been in the industry for over 19 years. So I think he started way back in school, and then even though he's working now, he's combining the farming with his job. And his job is not a regular 9 to 5. Sometimes he has night shifts, sometimes he has day shifts. But he said he has a timetable that he works with, and he's been able to combine the grasscutter farming with his job, and it's going well for him. It's a lucrative business, and he thinks we should all, if you are interested in whether crop farming, animal farming, livestock, any farming option, we should just go ahead and then start small with time and experience, and then we should do the consultation. That's why I made him put out his number for us to be able to get in touch with him. He's actually doing free consultation for us, because when you call him, as he said, he had people who used to come around and then get the free information from him. So for 19 years, hey, it's a lot of experience. So we thank you for your time, Abraham, and we'll make sure some other time we come and have a comprehensive session on the feed and other practices that go on your farm, so that we could learn more. Okay, so thank you very much for your time.
Yeah,
so lovely viewers, thank you for having me. If today is your first time on the channel, kindly hit the like button, subscribe, and our admonish farmers can benefit from this as well. I'll drop his number again in the comment section, so if you want to reach out to him, please, is your number on WhatsApp? Or unless phone calls. So phone calls for now. With time, we'll see how best we can go about the training. Okay, I'm out. Bye.